Hi everyone, welcome to another little quick lesson in After Effects. Today I'm going to quickly go through the different types of keyframes. We're just going to look at a simple exercise where we discuss the different types of keyframes, what they do, and how we can edit the curves on those keyframes using the speed graph. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to make a new composition, 1920 by 1080. I'm going to go 24 frames a second. My comp is going to be 6 frames long. I'm going to do a black background. Now I'm going to make 4 little shapes, and I'm going to center the anchor point on those shapes. There's one. Then I'm going to select that layer there and duplicate it. Down, duplicate, move it down, duplicate, move it down. Move it down, duplicate again, move it down. I'm going to use the Align tool to select these 5 shapes I've done, not 4. I'm going to use the Align tool to distribute them evenly. Thank you, Align tool. Okay, now I'm going to move these shapes across the screen with just animating using position animation. Okay, so there's position from there to, let's say, well, let's try 3 seconds. So you can animate multiple layers at once just by selecting them all and doing it at the same time. Now if I play these, I'm going to keep those position keyframes open. See, they all move exactly at the same speed from this point to that point. Now what if I change the keyframes? Oops, let me just get out of there. What if I change the keyframes? So I'm going to select the keyframes of this. Actually, the first one I'm going to leave as linear keyframes. If I select those 2 keyframes now and hit the graph editor, and I just make sure I'm looking at the speed graph rather than the value graph for now, you can see my object travels at the same speed value from keyframe 1 to keyframe 2. Let's go out of the graph editor. Now I'm going to select the second. Oops, I've done them at a. Let me just put them at the same hierarchy as they appear on the screen there. So I put that one there. Put that one next. Put that, yeah, okay, so now they're at the same hierarchy in the layers as they are here vertically. Okay, so what if I grab the second one and I right click on those keyframes and go to Keyframe Assistant and change that to Easy Ease. See, I get a different shaped keyframe now. It looks like a little butterfly or a little bow tie or a little sand hourglass or something. Okay, now watch this. Watch, this one's behaving differently now, isn't it? So it eases in and it eases out. Cool, that's different. What if I select this third one now and I'm going to do something different? This time I'm just going to select the first keyframe, right click, Keyframe Assistant, and go Ease Out. So I get a different shaped keyframe again, like a little kind of sideways arrow. Next one, I'm going to select the last keyframe and go Ease In. Again, I get the same shaped keyframe but pointing the other direction. And the last one, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to select the first keyframe and go to Keyframe Interpolation. This is another place I can edit keyframe values or types of keyframe. And in Keyframe Interpolation, I'm going to change that from a linear keyframe to a hold keyframe. See, that one I get a different shape again. Now let's watch what happens here. They're all doing, oh. Whoops, I thought that one was on the bottom. I'm going to change that back to a, I'm going to go put that on the top. Put this one on the bottom, and I'll change that one to a hold. Keyframe interpolation, and change linear to hold. And you'll see there's some different keyframes we have. Let's look at what they're doing. So the first one is traveling. The first one is traveling just in a linear way, just a robotic linear fashion from A to B. The second one has easy ease on both keyframes, this one here. So it's easing it out and it's easing in on a curve. This one here has an ease out, so it starts slowly but finishes in a linear way. The next one starts in a linear way but ends slowly, so it eases in. The last one, it holds the value of the first keyframe right up until another keyframe changes that value. It's a hold keyframe. I can look at these on the graph editor now. Let's say look at the first one and say graph editor. And again, that's just the same speed value. What if I select the next one? I've got to select position. You'll see with the easy ease now I'm just going to solo that layer. This one's got a Bezier curve describing the speed. So it starts slow, it speeds up, and it slows down. We can edit that with these guys here. I could say, yeah, that's cool, but maybe could you stay a little slower and then go faster towards the end. Just drag it this way. So watch this. Now it's going to go really slow and zip at the end, right? Cool. So I'm going to undo that. Let's go look at the next keyframe. The next circle, solo that one. Now this one, now interesting, that one starts slow but ends pretty fast. It hits that final keyframe at that speed. It doesn't slow down to hit the keyframe, but it starts slow. Again, I could, because it's got curves, I could exaggerate that further. I really want you to start even slower and really does zip across the screen at the end, right? Maybe you want to go exaggerate that a little further. Right? So here you can see this using the speed graph, we can change this value. I'm just going to look at the next one now. Solo that. That one starts. Hang on. That one starts at a speed, but then ends slowly. Right? Let's solo that and look at it as a graph editor. Got to select the position to see it. You can see it starting fast. Then it eases in. Again, I could exaggerate that. I could say, please ease in even slower than that. Okay. All right, I'm going to keep these short and simple. That's the different types of keyframes and how you can edit them on the graph editor.